Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the show. I hope everybody had a great weekend. This is episode 562 of the Two Dum Yinzers. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing great, actually. I am
Doing
doing
great.
just awesome. I am doing awesome, bud. You just don't understand. It's doing great.
Thursday is the official first day of summer, but I got to tell you, here we are, Monday, and it already feels like it's summer's in full swing. It was 87 degrees last time I checked. I believe it's going to get up into the mid 90s today,
Yeah.
and we do have a heat advisory all the way to Friday night from 11 this morning till Friday night at 8 o'clock. We were on a heat advisory, and Mike, it's supposed to get up. It's 100 in some places. That's right, 100 here
Yeah.
in Western Pennsylvania. This isn't Arizona. This isn't anywhere like that. Right here in Western Pennsylvania, it's going to be up around 100 this week.
Yeah.
So
It's nuts.
everyone's hot, man.
Yeah. And like what I was reading, it was like this time of the year, this is abnormally hot.
Yeah,
I think it's happened maybe a handful of times, but statistically, it's just way too early for this nonsense.
it is. Yeah, you know what? It goes in suit with everything else as far as the weather is of late because it's always seems like there's something crazy going on with our weather anymore. So this doesn't disappoint. This goes right along with the flow. And here we are. We're fighting 100-degree weather, um, which it's barely going to affect us, and it will affect us in ways. However, the baseball team here in Pittsburgh, we're going to talk about today, and some other things will certainly be affected by it. Um, but there you go, guys. We are in a heat advisory until Friday night at 8 o'clock. It's like a punch in the face out there, Mike.
It's disgusting. I walked outside just to grab something, and it literally took my breath away. It
It's
was
it's
like
it,
it
it's
took a
rough.
deep breath, and it was like, "F you lungs."
There's places that it feels like this all the time. You know what I mean? What if you were on the other side of the world in one of these, like in the Middle East where it's nothing but deserts,
Yeah,
and they don't even have like a lot of people over there don't have the resources to get themselves air conditioners and things like this. So this is normal for some people, believe it or
yeah,
not.
yeah. They're used to it. Like some of the structures that they build in their homes, they're made for the way that catch the breeze and it circulates in. They've been dealing with it for thousands of years, and they have the stuff built. But people like us over here,
Yeah,
we don't have our air conditioning and our fans. We're gonna die.
these the wimps like
It,
us over
the
here.
wimps, yeah. It's like people who grow up with this type of weather. Yeah, you're used to it. That's like me, like in the cold. I'm used to the cold. Where someone who's not used to it, you're like, you baby.
Yeah,
But then when it comes to the heat, I'm like, no, take pity on me.
I know. I'm always so miserable when it's hot.
Me too.
Let's talk a little sports. Mike, there was a bunch of things going on over the weekend. We do have a full show today. We got a lot to
Yes.
talk about. I guess no better place to start than our battling Buccos. Mike, this Pittsburgh Pirate team, I was a little discouraged going into the weekend. You know that after dropping the
Mm-hmm.
St. Louis series and being on a third game of a series losing streak. Six straight series. We could not win that last game to help win the series. Um, or just we couldn't finish it off on the last day. So we got a couple things accomplished this weekend. The Pirates did win the series 2 games to 1.
Yep.
They were finally able to win a game three to win the series. And there was other good things that happened too, Mike. We'll go through because we did have a few games this weekend. I'm going to start with Friday's game. The Pirates won that one 5-2 in that particular game. Three Pittsburgh Pirates hit the ball out of the park out in Colorado. Andrew McCutchen, Brian Reynolds, and Jack Sawinski. Uh, in this game, Jack had two RBIs, Kutch had one, and Brian Reynolds had two. Also, there was a little bit of it went into the Saturday game, so let me get into that in a second.
Yeah. I know
Nick
what you're getting into. Yep.
Nick Gonzalez, he had a hit. He had a hit as well on Friday. Rowdy Telez went 1 for 4 on Friday. And the encouraging thing is, Mike, the bullpen
Mm-hmm.
strategy that seems to be Derek Shelton's baby
Yeah.
worked out for us twice this weekend. And as a matter of fact, one of our good pitchers, Jared Jones, his game we end up dropping,
Yeah.
but we win the two games that had the relief pitchers pitching all game. And again, I think that you're going to be encouraged by some of the other things that we're going to talk about. that went down over the weekend. Yes, it is Colorado. Yes, they have 24 wins. 24 wins. Yes, they do have no error that stops a ball from flying out of the park. But again, you know what? You got to win those games. And if we would have went
Yep.
down there and lost 2 out of 3 or got swept, it would have been a major disappointment. So the fact that they went down there, won the series, finally got a game 3 won. Um, I think those are some encouraging things. And again, we're going to get into more statistics and performances from the players, and we're going to see a little bit more of that, Mike. But
Yeah, this is
tonight,
the no,
yeah,
I'm sorry, real quick, but yeah, like you were saying, like if they would have lost this game, lost the entire series, we would have been harping on them. So, I'll take 2 out of 3, man. Like we've been saying, you just have to win series. I don't care how many games you win at them, just win the series and you'll be fine. And then that's what happened. And
let me powder your ass
ooh,
some more.
oh,
Let me
powder it, baby. Powder it.
also, Mike, they have won 3 of their last 4 series.
Yes. Yes.
So they won three
I'll
of their
take
last four
that. I'll
series.
take that.
The 6 games that they just played at home, or no, in those last 4 series, Mike, they went 4-2 at home, 3-3 on the road. That's how you want to be. You're gonna go
Yeah.
500 on the road, have a winning record at home. So
Yeah.
those things helped out. Um, the division looks like this as of right now. Milwaukee is in first still. St. Louis 6.5 back. Cincinnati and Pittsburgh both 8 back, and and whoever the
Cubbies.
other team is, the
Cubbies.
Cubbies are in last place with an 8, and they're 8.5 games
Yeah, eight
out.
and a half. Yeah.
Pirates are 1 game out of the wild card. And this week, Milwaukee, they travel to LA to play the Angels. St. Louis travels to Miami to play the Marlins. Of course, Cincinnati travels to Pittsburgh, and then Chicago plays San Francisco. So hopefully we can get a little help there.
Yeah.
Um,
Put a little separation between us and Cincinnati.
us and Cincinnati are coming into this game with identical records, 34-37. So, I mean, for one of these two teams, this is going to be a beneficial
Yep.
series because one of them has to win the series. So
Yeah.
one of these teams will be ahead of the other after these 3 games.
Yeah. And you know what? If we take 2 out of 3, I'll be happy. It would be another series win, you know. So that and against a divisional opponent, that'd help right there. Put us, 2 games above them. I'll take it. Or a game
Absolutely.
above them, excuse me.
And after this series, Tampa Bay comes to town. We got a day off after the Reds. And Tampa Bay comes for the weekend. Then after that, we go to Cincinnati and then go to Atlanta, and that will round out July or to June. So we got those 12 games, Mike, 6 against the Reds, 3 against the Braves, 3 against Tampa Bay to look forward to for the rest of this month. Let me go into the second game here, Mike. We lost this one 16-4.
Yeah. Whew.
16-4. This was a Jones start. Jones gave up 6 hits, 6 earned runs, 4 walks. He had 6 strikeouts and 4.2 innings pitched. Nicholas, Brill, and Santana come in. They managed to give up an additional 1 run by Nicholas, 3 runs by Brill, and 6 more runs by Santana. That gives them 16 in a 16-4 loss on Saturday. In this game, Mike, Andrew McCutchen hits another home run, which at that point, it was 5 straight games at Coors Field that he hit a home run.
Damn. And he's leading the team in home runs.
Yes.
That's insane. That should be every home run he hit should be a luxury. He should not be the one leading the team.
You're right.
Yeah.
Nicky G, of course, Nick Gonzalez, he hit a home run in game 2. Just wasn't enough to get the Pirates offense started that night. But let's go, let's go into the third game here, Mike, because there's really no sense of hanging out in the the first two too much because we do have the most recent, which was yesterday, and the Pirates managed to win this one 8-2. And in this game, every single Pirate got a hit, many of them multiple hits. The only one in the lineup that did not get a hit was Taylor.
Yeah.
He's the only one. Rowdy Tellez goes 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs.
Oh, Rowdy Tellez has now rounded back into Pirates Twitter's favorite player.
I hear that.
Yeah, there's apology forms going around, and my reaction
I will not apologize to that.
I will not. We don't do that here.
Especially after a week of playing good.
Yeah,
You
like
played, how many weeks bad? 3 months. Now all of a sudden you're gonna,
you have like two, you have like you're putting together like a what 5 game stretch where you're putting out some pretty good numbers. Do that more consistently. I'll give him credit. This game he played well, tip of the cap, but you got to keep doing it, brother. You've been in the majors a long time. You just keep doing it, and then I would say, hey, you know what? I was wrong. But until then, I'm still gonna overall give you a thumbs down performance. But right now, you're playing well, bud. Keep it up.
This next game, like the one yesterday, a few things were really interesting. Let me give you the other hits. Kutch, Cruz, Gonzalez, Triolo, Jack Swinsky. They all had 2 hit games.
That's encouraging for someone like Sawinski.
Absolutely. And he hit the home run on Friday night.
Yeah.
So he had a little action over the
Yep.
weekend.
So that means
Brian,
he'll be benched the next game.
yeah, he won't be playing the Brian Reynolds, he has a 14-game hitting streak going on, Mike. Brian Reynolds, this is what I'm talking about. When I said Brian Reynolds earn your money, I don't mean club home runs out of the park every
Yeah.
night.
Just
I just you get a little streak like this where
yeah.
we feel like, okay, well, this dude is playing, to the money that we give him, and he's
Mm-hmm.
playing consistently. He's hitting the ball every day. That's all I want to see. I don't
Yeah.
expect Babe Ruth over here. You know what I
No.
mean? With Brian Reynolds, do this. These guys, Mike, they seem to be peaking or close to it at this point.
Yeah. Just get that batting average a little closer to 300. I'd like that. Improve the on base. But nice little 14-game hitting streak. Same thing like Rowdy Tellez. Tip of the cap, man. But you're doing well right now. But for the season, I expect more out of you just because you're making so much more. You've been to the All-Star game. You've been, before your contract came up, every team wanted you. So play like that guy. That's all I'm asking for is play
Yeah.
to the close to your peak abilities. I understand you can't do it all the time, but get it close, dude. And right now you're doing it, and that's what we like to see. We get more of it. Guess what, man? You'll be playing for a wild card. You'll be playing in the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. This team, I really
It's
feel,
frustrating because
I
they got
really
talent.
feel that this team is talented enough to fight for the last wild card spot.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Again, I'm not giving them the 1 seed. I'm not giving them the
No,
vision on anything, but I think that they are good enough to compete and maybe grab that wild card spot,
yeah,
which is again at this point with as well as we haven't played, we're only sitting one game out of that spot. That's encouraging. Now, the pitching, Mike, yesterday, again, game 1 and game 3 of this Rocky series, they go with the Derek Shelton, whatever you want to
the
call
bullpen
this,
special.
the bullpen special. Jack Fleming starts the game, throws 4 innings, only gives up 4 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 2 Ks. Majinski comes in, throws a couple innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, no Ks. Brill comes in, throws an inning. Nicholas comes in, throws 2. Mike, the most impressive part of this, with these 4 pitchers that pitched in Sunday's game, they give up 0 walks.
Yeah,
Now, none of them are starters.
no,
Jack Fleming, Carmen Majinski, Brill, and Kyle Nicholas, 0 walks.
you know what? I'll take that. And they gave up what? About 9 hits, 2 runs. I'll take that. I'll take it. You give up 2 runs a game. This offense should give you more than enough runs. 3-2 is the most common score in baseball. you
Especially
know,
considering that the Jared Jones came out and gave up
yeah,
6 earned runs the night before.
yeah. His real quick on Jared Jones, he's given up 33 earned runs. 21 have come in his last 7 games.
Yeah,
So
he needs a break.
he needs a break. I think he's mentally tough enough, but it comes a point, you need a break. It's your first time through the big leagues. Just sit him down for a week. But I just worry we don't have the luxury to do that. It's going to tax the bullpen even more if we do that. But I'd rather tax the bullpen than burn him out too
Yeah,
quick.
another thing is a lot of people got to realize also that Luis Ortiz is pitching great at this point in the season.
Yeah.
If we do need to, plug him in to get Jones a little bit of a little
Just a
break,
1 game off, just let him get it,
and people got to remember he's a rookie.
Yeah.
He's a kid. If this was Paul Skeens and his production was starting to turn like this, I think that
Yeah.
this would certainly raise eyebrows a lot
Yeah.
quicker.
This is where load management makes sense.
But I really believe that Jared Jones needs a day off. Give him that day. Plug Ortiz in, because in that game, Mike, in the first reliever Shelton special, he came in second to spell Majinski. He pitched for 5 innings, gave up 7 hits, 1 run,
Yeah.
no walks, 3 strikeouts. So, get it while the getting's good.
Yeah.
While Ortiz is hot, if you want to plug and play, you can do that and give Jared Jones at least one game because you're seeing it as much as I do.
Yeah.
He's not the same pitcher as he was the first 2 months.
No, and if we're willing to sit down guys who once they start getting hot at the plate, why can't we sit down a pitcher who's struggling?
Yeah.
Like I understand you want to keep that pitcher going, every fifth day you're out there. Just have him pitch a simulated game on the day he would be pitching. Just keep that, arm going, keep it loose enough so nothing tightens up. But he doesn't have to go out there and, perform at the highest level. Everyone needs a break. And, give him a
Yeah.
break.
Yeah. You don't want to wear down Jared Jones.
No.
A few other things were a little bit concerning that went down over the weekend. O'Neal Cruz did not play on Friday and Saturday night's games. He had some soreness in his ankle, but he was back yesterday. He played fine.
Yeah,
He's okay.
yeah.
But this catcher position.
Oh,
So now let's just kind of break it down. Andy Rodriguez is your starter on this team. He goes down for the season. So then you bring in a little help. Joey Bart comes over from San Fran. He's on the injured list. And then you got Henry Davis suffering concussion symptoms the other day. So he's on the injury list. And then Grandel, who I'm usually okay with, did you see him throw the ball out in the right field on a steal?
That was like me throwing back to the pitcher.
Mike, it wasn't even to center field. It was in right field. I've never seen a throw so bad from a catcher.
Yeah, I'm watching it and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? There's brain farts and then there's whatever the hell happened to Grandel right there.
Well, the thing about Grandel was, if you noticed earlier in the game, probably the 2 prior innings, he couldn't get the ball back to the pitcher. He was overthrowing it. He was underthrowing it. You could see that there was issues.
Yeah.
And then an inning later, he chucks that ball out in the right
Yeah.
field. So he doesn't look great. So now they have delay. Delay comes up from the minors. He caught yesterday. But I'm pretty concerned about the catcher position, which we have great depth. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
We have great depth at that position. But now we're wearing kind of thin. I mean, you're down to the 5th-string guy.
Is there any chance we can get what's his name back?
Jason Kendall?
No, well, not Jason Kendall. What's his name from last year? Who we all hated and left, who won the World Series.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dude came over from Cleveland. I can't remember. I had it in my head. I was letting you finish your thought. By the time it just went in and out, I can't remember his name, but we all know who I'm talking
about.
Austin Hedges, baby.
Hedges,
yeah, we can get it. We need him back.
He does got a World Series.
I'll fill out that apology form.
A couple of things that are, though, but impressive to me, Mike, was Jared Triolo taking over the shortstop position on Friday and Saturday. Now he officially has successfully played every infield position, first, second, third, and short, which I dig. I like this. I know that you're not a big Jared Triolo fan, but I think
I like Triolo in small doses.
I think that having a guy that could play every single infield position is always going to be an advantage for you. Mike, they start tonight, and the reason I'm going to jump to tonight's game is because they play the Reds. The Cincinnati Reds come to town, and there's going to be a lot of big things that happen. First of all, excuse me, tonight is game number 70. This is game number 70. So you got roughly 92 more games to go. Once we hit 62, these last 10 games went really fast. And then once you get to the All-Star break, it goes really fast. So, it's good that this team appears to be resembling peaking at this point in time, but I would like to see it consistently to the point that we're not eight games out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like this series is key to, just create a little separation, between the two teams. Hopefully, Milwaukee gets a loss. St. Louis gets some losses so we can gain ground there, move up in the division, move up into the wild card hunt. But the key right now, I think, is just to gain that separation against Cincinnati. And each time that's all I'm worried about in here. I'm not worried about wild card standings, division standings. It's just gaining ground on them, win this series. I prefer, this is the series you want to sweep in. You want to get that 3-game jump on them. because if you split it, that's only what, one game jump. But I get the sweep here. This is the only time I'm going to demand a sweep, and this is the team we have to do it against. And it should be starting out pretty well because what, Skeens is on the mound tonight.
Yeah, we got Skeens tonight.
Yep,
Skeens is 3-0 with a 2.43 ERA, 46 strikeouts on the season.
6 walks.
He's up against Carson Spires. Carson Spires has a 0-0 record, 2.33 ERA, and 15 strikeouts on the season, which tells me he didn't pitch many games.
No,
So we're
well,
gonna get a right
only like 19 innings pitched.
we're gonna get a right-hander tonight. Tomorrow, the Tuesday game, Bailey Falter, of course, is going up against one of their southpaws, Nick Lodolo. Falter comes in with a 3-4 record. He has a 3.86. I can't tell my writing. ERA of 49 strikeouts, and Lodolo comes in with a 7-2 record. Again, one of these pitchers on these bad teams that just have really great records.
Yeah,
7-2 with a 2.93 on the season and 62 strikeouts. Then we're back to the righty on Wednesday's afternoon game. This is game 3 of 3 with Cincinnati. Again, both of these teams coming in with a 34-37 record. Game 3 will be Keller, who's 8-4 with a 3.36 and 78 strikeouts on the year, going up against Hunter Green, who is 5-2 with a 3.61 and 89 strikeouts. And that will be an afternoon game to wrap it up. Then the Pirates will be off Thursday. And then Tampa Bay comes in for the weekend, who I think is right around the same record as we are, as a matter of fact, over in the AL East. So nothing besides the Braves series really concerns me, Mike. I
yeah,
think that we could win 2 out of 3 from Cincy,
yep,
from Tampa, from Cincy again. And then you know what? If you win 1 out of 3 against Atlanta at that point, at least you won X amount of series in a row. It's always, always, always tough, especially to go down into Atlanta and win baseball games.
yeah. But hey, we should be encouraged that what, we took 2 out of 3 the last time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at home,
so
right?
it's at home, yeah, yeah. But you're hoping that that will give them a little psychological, not edge, but put it into their minds like, hey, we handled these guys before.
Right.
We can do it again.
On Friday, you know what? On Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of this week, if you're a big Pirate fan, and especially if you love the City Connect jerseys, they got really cool promotions this week, Mike. Friday night, they got this nice. It's a nice T-shirt. You know, they always have those free
Yeah,
T-shirt giveaways. This is a Brian Reynolds T-shirt where he has a picture of him and he has his City Connect jersey on. Saturday is a City Connect Andrew McCutcheon bobblehead, and Sunday is children under 12 all get David Bednar replica City Connect jerseys. So if you like the City Connect jerseys, go up this weekend, spend a little bit of money, support the Pirates. You'll be getting some neat promotional items if you do go, Mike.
you know what? We love our bobbleheads, and I guarantee you that game was going to be a sell out.
Oh, absolutely. Saturday night bobbleheads. I mean, especially, come on, we win some games this week and we start,
Yep.
being perceived as a little bit better of a
Yeah.
baseball team. I can
And
see this weekend just
yeah.
lighting up
Oh, yeah,
there.
especially with what Skeens going, or no, wait, that's not this weekend. My bad.
Yeah, at the
I
end of the
jumped ahead
week,
of myself. I jumped. I got time warped and confused.
it's basically going to be the same rotation we just saw in the
Yeah. Yep.
in this past series. But you know what? That's all right. That's all right because we got the Reds tonight. Paul Skeens Day. It's Mustache Day. You know it's going to be packed for a
Mustache,
Monday.
baby.
And you know what? I'll be watching. I certainly will be watching it. Both the Reds, Pirates, 34-37 game time. 1 of 3 is 6:40 tonight. Again, 6:40 tomorrow, and then it'll be at 12:35, I do believe, on Wednesday. With that, Mike, that's up to date on your Pittsburgh Pirates from the weekend.
Not a bad weekend. Not a bad weekend for the Buccos. Game 2, it felt like it was going to be a disaster. Like we were going to win only win 1 out of the 3.
Yeah. And I got to go back to that first one just briefly. It was the only game that you saw Holderman, Chapman, or Bednar,
Yeah, and
which all three of them did come in to, finish that game up. The one thing that I was a little bit concerned about was that game was the second night in about 3 games that David Bednar gave up a ninth inning home run.
yeah,
That's concerning to me.
yeah.
I mean, these closers are supposed to be the guys that come in and just put the
Mm-hmm.
cap on the place, blow the ball by 3 guys, and finish the game. David Bednar, he's became a
Becoming a
typical Pittsburgh
liability.
athlete because they just can't win. They have to. It always has to
No,
be on.
they got to make it interesting.
Yeah.
Like
So Bednar, two bottom of the ninth home runs last week. But be it as it may, Holderman, Chapman, and Bednar last week in that game Friday night, they threw for 3 innings. They gave up 1 hit, 1 earned run, 3 walks, and 4 Ks. Of course, the 1 run was a home run. But I think the less you got to put those 3 guys on the field, the better off they're going to
right?
be. Just because, I mean, Chapman with where he's at in his career, he don't have much time. And again,
Yeah.
David Bednar not having the great season. If you need them on occasion, of course, to come in and close out a game, that's when you want to see them. But especially in this heat, I don't want to see too much of the Holderman, Chapman, Bednar.
No.
But if you're trying to, seal the deal in a game, that's going to be what it is. But maybe just maybe this offense could put up some runs and help that a little bit.
It would be nice, but yeah, Holderman, man, or excuse me, Bednar's is becoming almost a liability
I
out
know
there.
he is. He,
It's concerning to say the least.
and the fact that they still do the thing with the lights and they blink the lights and he comes out and the music.
Yeah, just no.
I hate
I'm
getting
not
hyped up for him to come out and let up a home run in the bottom
and
of the
do what
ninth.
he does. Yeah, I'm not liking it.
The music and the lights are for the people that are really good.
Yeah, get your shit together, then we'll get that stuff back. If you want that stuff, you have to perform, and then we'll get you
Right.
back. We're gonna
Yes,
strip away
exactly.
your pyro, okay? It's like a
Yeah.
wrestler in
That's what they should do. They should
that
exactly.
if you start jobbing, you lose your pyro.
You give
Once
up
you
one
start
home
winning
run,
again, we'll get
we
you some
take
pyro.
pyro. You take
Yeah,
away, you give up 2 home runs, you don't get the blinking lights anymore. They just added that
yeah,
blinking lights, which is annoying. And then 3, we take away Renegade. And then you build your way back to getting those things. I think that's
yeah.
fair.
I think we should just take away Renegade altogether. I just not a
Yeah.
fan of that song.
Huh. I don't love it, but I guess it
I
gets me in
just
the it
it
gets me in the
doesn't get me.
mood.
It does not get me fired up at all.
Hmm.
And they had that badass video playing like for like when the Steelers, the defense is clobbering people. To me, that song does not work for that one. It just does not work.
Hmm.
It's too
Okay.
soft. It's a soft ass song. I want
Things that
something
the
hard
Pirates
hitting.
can do this week, though, Mike, they are now at home 16 and 17. They're 16 and 17. So if they win this,
Pump those numbers up, baby.
yes, if they win this series against the Reds, that will put them at 500 on the season. It will put them at 18 and 18, which is good. And also, we're 18 and 20 on the road, so we're not too far off. You see what I'm
Oh
saying?
no,
We
yeah,
are a team that should be competing for that last wild card
yeah,
spot. That's where we
and
fall.
that's what this talent level of this team is. I don't want to go off on that rant again about the front office. If they adding the correct pieces, this team would be a whole hell of a lot. Well, for this team, a whole hell of a lot better would be like 3 games above 500 right now.
Right.
But shit, man, that's about where they should be.
And finally, Mike, they were starting to close the gap on this number, but the 16 runs they gave up on Saturday night didn't help any. The Pirates at this point are a negative 28 in run differential.
Yeah,
So you want to get that number a little closer. But of course, one game that a
one
team puts
game's
up
going to
16
inflate that.
runs,
Yeah,
that's gonna, it's gonna mess that up. So those are a few things that the Pirates can improve, and move forward with this Red series. I say don't take this team lightly. The
nope.
Reds are always a thorn in the side of the Pirates. They were a thorn in the side of the Pirates in the 70s when the Pirates were going to the World
Yep,
Series and winning. You just can't trust the Reds. It's always a big game. So let's hope that the guys get their head in it. They stay hydrated again because it is
hydration's key.
it's so hot. It is so
It
hot
is.
here.
Like I drank like 2 cups of water before and threw a third one now through the show. And yeah, just drink up. And I'm inside where it's cool.
Absolutely, man. Let's hop over to the gridiron, Mike. And everyone loves the gridiron talk. Cam Hayward. What is going on
My
with
favorite
Cam?
Steeler of all time.
What now?
All
What
all time
what?
great.
Please update me on what the hell he said about Cleveland. I just know that he wasn't happy. He's
Yeah.
not happy with this contract
No.
situation.
No. It was something along the lines of like, well, hey, if the contract doesn't get worked out, my wife's from Cleveland. I'm from Cleveland. You know what? I guess we can go play in Cleveland.
Peace.
Deuces. You like
In the
I've
first
never
place,
heard I have never heard a single Pittsburgh athlete from all my time watching sports that is currently under contract saying, "Well, guys, I want to go. I have to go play for this other team," let alone a
This
division
is the nice
rival.
guy that everybody loves.
Yeah,
What a
like most
jackass.
players were like, "Hey, you know what? We'll see what happens at the end of the year. If it doesn't work out, hey man, it doesn't work out. Hey, these
Who
things
told
happen.
who's been saying
Well, hey, if I get
he's a
traded,
schlub
I
for
get
3 years
traded.
now? We've been telling people for three
Us,
years.
the two Dum Yinzers have been saying for a long ass time now that Cam is all about Cam, but he presents it away because he is great with the media. I give him
Yeah,
credit for that. My man is great with the media. He's gonna have a great career after this in the podcast space and maybe even on the national stage as a commentator. He's great with the media. Dude is just amazing when
I
you put
got
a
to tell
microphone in
you,
front of him. But it covers. He knows how to play it, and my God, you listen to his post game stuff, man. It's never about hey man, if the defense plays bad, it's we played bad. We all need to get better. It's never, man, I should be doing a little bit more, getting the guys pumped up, being a leader. It's all we all need to do better. Whereas, you look around, man, James Harrison would be like, I gotta make plays. TJ Watt, I gotta make plays. Minka, I gotta make plays. Ben, I gotta make plays. Even Bell and AB, you know what? When I get the ball in my hands, I had to make plays. Cam, it's we. Never I when they lose. That's when I like to hear players say I when they lose. No, hey, I'm a leader on this team. I need to do better. It's always we. But when they win, oh man, I had a great game. I had a great game. I was out there, I was feeling it. Man, I had a great game. No, 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 no.
I got to tell you, I was ready to throw him out the window, just because of the contract situation.
Yeah. But now this,
Because I could see so many ways that you could use this money to improve this team the cover that has to pay out to him. But now these comments, my wife's from Cleveland. I could always go to play for Cleveland. Fuck you.
but don't worry. Here comes the Steeler media to, oh, Cam was just joking. You don't joke about
You
that.
don't say you're going to Cleveland and say it's a joke. Nobody jokes and says they're
No.
going to Cleveland.
No, people gave
I mean, that's
Yager shit for decades because he said, "I'm dying alive here." Because he saw the Stanley Cup teams just disintegrate around him. He, the payroll's down, and he, said he was dying alive here. Not that he wanted to leave and go play for the Rangers or the Flyers, but no, he was dying alive. He ate shit for decades here, and Cam's just gonna be like, "Oh, he was just joking about going to Cleveland." That's a division rival. You
here's
don't
one
say
thing.
that.
Yager was from another country.
Yeah.
He could have certainly been misunderstood
And
when he
at
made
that
that
time, he was a
comment.
two-time Stanley Cup champion, a
But
multiple-time
this
league
is
MVP
nothing
scoring
misunderstood
title.
about going, I could go
Yeah,
play for Cleveland.
yeah,
F you.
exactly. Ever since that playoffs
I really
loss
don't
against
like him now,
Jacksonville,
Mike. I
I've
really don't like
Cam
him.
Hayward's true colors have been leaked out, but everyone just blows
At
over it.
first,
He's an all-time great. Wait, guys, I thought all-time greats had to win championships.
well,
Where's his
I don't
championships?
necessarily agree, but
Neither do I,
it
but
certainly helps.
in the cultural
Listen,
cultural zeitgeist, it is.
I'm ready for him to go.
Me too.
I'm done with I'm done with once the Cleveland comment came out. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done
But
with you.
yeah, I don't care that we have no depth behind him. You don't say
Well,
that
he's not
even in a
exactly lighting the world on
joking
fire from
manner.
this position himself. So I mean, what are you
No.
really, what are you losing?
Yeah.
We'll have Loudermilk fall on some people after the play is over and
Yeah.
call it even.
You know what? I'll be happy if like whoever replaces him can just, engage blockers at the line of scrimmage and get a stalemate for the linebackers to come through and scoop up tackles. I will be happy with that. I don't care about sacks out of my DNs. Those are luxuries. Just someone to control the line of scrimmage better than Cam has. I'm tired of watching his fat ass get pushed
I'm
down the
so
field
through with Cam
anymore.
Hayward, Mike. I didn't
I'm
like him.
over it. I'm done with it. I used to be a big Cam Hayward fan, even though he was from Ohio State. I'm a Penn State fan. When we got him, I liked the pick. I liked it for a long ass time, and then I started
Until
paying
he
attention
began
to
to
what he
not
said.
produce
Yeah, you know what? We
and
cut
still
Joe.
compares himself with Aaron Donald and guys like
Yeah,
this.
you know, Franco Harris retired to Seattle Seahawk. Joey Porter Jr. and Lawrence Timmons, Super Bowl champions, ended their careers in Miami. Rod Woodson, we let him walk and he retired a Baltimore Raven. Cam, you're not those guys.
No.
We forced Hines Ward, forced Troy Polamalu. Cam, you're not those guys. We forced them to retire.
As a matter of fact, I want to see him go to Cleveland now.
Yeah.
I want him to go to Cleveland.
Yeah. I guarantee you, though, that Cleveland
Tell us how
defense
much
won't want
better
him.
it is in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah, that defense don't want him.
No. That defense is better without him.
Mike, there's 83 days
Oh,
left. 83 days. Who's a Heath Miller?
Heath.
83 days left till the Steelers do kick it off. But there is a little bit of concern after mini camp this past week, Mike. Cordell Patterson, he said this on his own that he is right now a 2 out of 10 in how in shape that he is in at the moment. But when I get to camp, I will be a 10 out of 10. He says this. I'm like,
Okay.
he's older. Do you think that it's important for him to maybe shown a little bit of sign of being in shape this first time around?
I think so, but uh, it shows a lot to be like, hey, you know what? I'm not where I need to be. I need to be better. I need to come back in shape, and I promise to be. I like the accountability.
Yeah,
I don't like
I
the
do
not
too.
showing up, not in shape, but you like the accountability because some people be like, "Nah, man, I'm good."
And I mean, what is a
I
2 out of 10? I'm
yeah,
probably a 2 out of 10 when
like
it
I
comes to being in
guarantee you,
shape.
his 2 out of 10 is probably like most NFL players like 7 out of 10.
I mean, what are you? I can't imagine I'm more
Oh,
than a
I'm like a
2.
negative. On the Cordella Patterson scale.
Yeah,
I'm a negative 50 right
yeah.
now. Okay, but I'm not too worried about him. He played well last year, and maybe things are run differently up here in Pittsburgh, and he realized like I might be in Atlanta Falcon shape, and I'm not in Pittsburgh Steelers shape. That's how
Well,
I'm going to spin it.
yeah. Well, he better
But
be in shape because he's going to be
yeah,
returning kicks up
yeah,
here.
this is a
And
guy. Yeah, yeah, this is a guy who's put up good numbers his entire career. I think he'll get it right.
Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick's in the news this week because he is now has since he's left New England, he lost his he doesn't have that job. He doesn't have anything anymore. He is a bachelor. He's swinging, and Mike, he has a 24-year-old girlfriend. I at 45, I just dread the thought of a 24-year-old
Yeah,
girlfriend.
at 70.
Woo! What do you have in common with a 24-year-old girl if you're a very successful
Yeah.
NFL Hall of Fame coach? Like, and you got to imagine, the capacity and the things that obtain in your head over time. You just don't have many things that are in common. And I know where you're going to go with this, but you don't even have that in common because you're not
No.
even. I'm not even sure Mr. Slinky works at 70 years
Yeah.
old for. You know what I mean?
I'm sure he can afford the Viagra prescriptions.
Yeah.
And I know P's comment was about Cordella Patterson, but I think that, got to heal up after the season might apply to Bill Belichick in this situation.
My big concern about that whole relationship is what she's going to think whenever she smells that mustard covered sweatshirt that Belichick wore for 20 years.
Right? I wonder, does he wear that in bed? Is that the only thing he wears while he's doing it? That's how he gets his game face on.
Yeah,
He comes out there all
I can't even imagine
with
taking a
that.
whiff of that
Oh,
beast,
and
that
like,
warlock.
you know what? To be honest, he's in it just because she's young. She's in it just because he's old. And at least if
And
as long
rich.
and rich is what I meant. I'm sorry. But as long as they both acknowledge that to each other, you know what? Mazel tov.
Yeah,
He's there to have fun. She's there to probably get some money. Mazel tov. If
I
that's not
do.
the case and they truly love each other and they have things in common, why not?
I'm sure that's it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I do want to say good afternoon to Brian and P on the board. I couldn't agree more. You guys you're hitting it right
He's
on the
living the
head.
dream, all right.
Yeah. Mike, let me cover a little bit more football. We do have some other things we're going to talk about today, but I do have some big news from the football front. Of course, the Pittsburgh Passion, the women of Pittsburgh who play on the gridiron. They were 5-0 going into their last game of the season. It was on the road against the
Mm-hmm.
Columbus Chaos. And the Passion going in convincing
Ooh,
manner.
that's
They
an
win
understatement.
63 to nothing. 63 to nothing to finish their 6-0 undefeated season. Next is on June 29th. They play the Tampa Bay Inferno, who they beat 38 to 20 earlier this season. And after that, let's see, July 13th, they'll play the winner of the Boston Renegades and the DC Divas, who, of course, we played both of those teams, beat both of those teams. But I'd be willing to bet, Mike, we are going to see the Boston Renegades. And if
I
we
think so
win that
too.
game, then it's on to either these four teams for the championship. St. Louis Slam and the Cali War. St. Louis Slam versus the Cali War this week. And the Minnesota Vixen versus the Mile High Blaze. So one of those four
I
teams will be the team that does advance to the championship on July 27th on ESPN2 at the Hall of Fame Stadium. What more can you say about this Pittsburgh Passion team?
They are just god dang dominant. Couple things real quick. You might be right. They might both be Lego enthusiasts.
That's true.
And the the Colorado, what was it, Blaze or the Mile High Blaze?
The Mile High Blaze. I love
That
that.
is a great name.
It is
That is a
perfect, right?
great name. Market whoever came up with
Yeah,
that name, give that person a fucking raise because that
I
is
agree.
just beautiful. That is just on the nose. Screw subtlety. I like it. I love it.
All right. So now, Mike, let's talk a little bit about this UFL championship yesterday.
Do we have to?
I really don't want to because this Birmingham Stallion teams is looking a lot
F
like the Green
them.
Bay Packers back
F
in the
them,
day
bro.
as they were forming the NFL from
Yeah.
the AFL and the NFL. Now you have the combined XFL and USFL, and Birmingham has won the last two in the USFL. Now
Yep.
they're playing their first championship game against the San Antonio Brahmas, who is of the XFL. And not only did they win, Mike, they win this game 25-0.
They did. The only good thing I can say about this game is because of them, I won like $78.
That's awesome. You won some
That
money
that's
this weekend, didn't you?
I had a lot of good luck. We'll talk about that. I'll talk about that
Okay.
at the end of the show. But that's the only good thing I could say about this game. It was it's very disappointing, especially when that championship game is a blowout like
And it
that.
was it was only 8-0 at halftime. I thought it was
Yeah,
really
I
going to
thought
be
it
a
was going to be
game.
a close game, and then they just took over, man. Every time I'd look up at the screen, like they were going for it.
Yes.
They just scored the touchdown, or they're lining up for the 2 point conversion that they converted with ease.
And that's 2 years in a row now they beat black and gold teams. Of course,
Yeah,
last year in the USFL, they beat the Pittsburgh Maulers in the championship. This year, they did beat the San Antonio Brahmas. The game took place at the St. Louis Dome where the Battlehawks played. But back to back to back
yeah.
for the
Hey,
Birmingham Stallions, UFL
congratulate.
champions.
Yeah,
Spring football is over. We're waiting on our NFL. Of course, we got the ladies here to hold us over until then. But Birmingham Stallions, another year, and it's all different guys. Mike, it's not
yeah. That's what I was about
Magoo.
to say. It's someone new every year.
Their quarterback's name was Magoo last year.
Yeah,
He was
and
a
this
dominant.
quarterback looked pretty good too. I forget
Yeah.
his name, but he was moving that offense up and down the field.
Also, Mike, local Hartford Athletic 2, Pittsburgh Riverhounds 0. The Riverhounds dropped to 3-5-6. They have 14 points on the season. Their next game is Wednesday, actually, this Wednesday. They play Louisville City FC Wednesday at 7:30. So if you want to get down,
Ugh.
support your Pittsburgh Riverhounds, they could use some help down there.
They could, man. This year they're taking a step back this year, but you
They-
know what?
yeah,
It's you can't be good every year. We're as Pittsburgh sports fans, we know that, but they had a nice run for a while there where they're just really good, really consistent, and hopefully this is just a one of those seasons that you go, fuck it, shit happens, and we'll play it out. Try to win them all, but regroup for next year.
I just think it's crazy because they just
I
agreed to
know
put
that
all that money into
the
that stadium.
timing, yeah.
Oh, I mean, I
Yeah.
can't
If they
imagine.
would have, if this stuff would have happened last year with the openings up, it would have
Yeah,
been perfect. The way they had that good run in the cup in the Lamar Hunt Trophy or
it's got a Lamar
whatever.
Hunt Trophy. Ain't that the
I know
AFC
that's the
championship?
AFC, but it had. I think it had
Yeah,
something to do with
they
like
won
Lamar Hunt.
something.
Yeah, they won something, and they're beating MLS clubs. If that would have happened last year with in the all the new expansions going on. That would have been perfect timing.
It would be totally.
This year it just feels like a letdown all around.
It would be totally ridiculous, Mike, if we did not touch on this today. Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark, the big story of the year. That's why we stay on top of it. It's not necessarily a Pittsburgh story, but this is the big story of the year. Just say what you
In
want.
sports, yeah.
In sports, um, so let me kind of start, Mike. I know that you had something yesterday, a stat you were telling me about. I don't have it on my
I
paper.
don't have it either. I can't. I'm having trouble finding it.
All right. So the first thing I want to clear up, I seen on social media is, will Caitlin Clark be offered to play for Canada if she, in fact, does not make this team? And when it's all said and done, I mean, these listen to the rumors that I've heard over the weekend.
Uh,
I heard Caitlin Clark got the invite from Canada to play. I heard that Brittany Griner is out, Clark is in. All different kind of stuff to put Caitlin Clark into this Olympic USA team.
I've heard Caitlin Clark to Italy.
Italy, I seen
Yeah,
that. which is all crazy. I mean, she got come
It's
on,
just it's comical. It's like, gosh, it's not going to happen.
yeah. So they played. Listen to this. They played one game of the weekend since we spoke last, and it was against, of course, the Chicago Sky, who I felt that they've played about 10 times so far.
That's what it feels like.
But you gotta like it though, because who is it? It's Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. This is
Yes.
what I said. You got to pound these two names into people's head if you want this league to continue to grow. These have to be your big name stars. These have to be your Bird and your Magic. Because I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, you have big names in the past from WNBA, but who have you really talked about? Who have
Yeah.
you sat and listened to shows talk about? Who have you seen compared? Nobody. Yes, you've seen Deanna Taurasi, you've seen Cheryl Swoops, you've seen Lisa Leslie, you've seen Lobo,
And Maya Moore.
but you really got to drive these names home to to
Hmm.
to to grow the company, I think. And they're doing that, Mike. The Fever ends out beating Chicago 91-83. The Fever, they improved to 5-16 on the season. The Sky dropped to 4-9 on the season. Let's see what else. That's two. Listen to this. That's two in a row wins for the Indiana Fever. That's four of the last six games they won. And with the improved play of
Boston.
Boston,
Ooh.
the big guy on Indiana, and they're becoming to be somewhat of a basketball team. They resemble a team.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark scored 23 points in this game. She had 9 assists, 8 rebounds. I'm not sure what Boston had, but you know what? They won this game, and they are, Mike. They're eight. Let's see, eight of the 12 teams in each conference. They're moving up. They're moving up. They're
Yeah.
not in last place. So I think out of 12 teams, they're eight right now in their conference. And if they keep playing better again, they won four of their last six games.
Ooh. Yeah, they're moving up. They're still not a complete team.
Oh, I think they're
You
far
can see
from it.
why they've had the first overall pick with the last 2
They
years.
stink.
Yeah, they're a bad team, but they're beating other bad teams right now, and that's how you start getting better.
Absolutely.
Winning builds chemistry, and you're seeing that over these past handful
And
of
what you
games.
got to do when you play bad teams, you got to
You have
beat
to
them.
win. You have
And
to
that's what
win.
they're
Even though
doing.
you're a bad team, you have to beat the other bad team.
I think the
And
statistic that you was telling me was Caitlin Clark is the only rookie to do something that Diana Taurasi did with like 15 points, X amount of assists,
yeah,
X amount of rebounds, and they still have basically all season to for her
yeah, she
to
still has 25 games to like pass her. And I think this was like, yeah, it was like 4 a season, and she's like just like 1 or 2 games behind. And she's also the first rookie in WNBA history to have 20 plus points, 8 plus rebounds, 9 plus assists, and 2 plus blocks in a single game. She joins Candace Parker, Tina Charles, and Courtney Vandersloot as the only 3 players to record that stat line, but she's the only rookie to do it.
wow.
And with those 2 blocks, Caitlin Clark now has more blocks on the year than Angel Reese.
Oh, wow.
How the hell does a big
Well, you know what?
have
Angel
zero
Reese,
blocks?
Angel Reese made up for it because she blocked Caitlin Clark's head
You
on the
right?
flagrant foul.
I still don't think that's a flagrant. You should go for the ball and missed. That shit happens
Watch it
all the
real
time.
slow.
It, it look
Just
it's
think of
slow
yourself in that
mo.
position. Think of yourself in that position. Think of where the ball was, and think of when you swing your arm where you really thought your arm was going to end.
Right.
I got to tell you, I believe that it was intentional, but you know what?
But
That's not for me to say.
you know what? It's like one of those intentional, unintentional type
Yes,
things. Like
yes,
I'm not gonna lie. If I was in that position, I would do the exact same thing.
right. And you
You
know what?
know?
I dig. Don't get me wrong. I'm not putting
Yeah,
any.
I like it.
I
I
like
like
this
it.
rivalry
I know.
between
It
Clark
was
and Reese. I
yeah,
think again, I think this is going to help the WNBA
yeah.
more than anything. Mike,
Uh,
yeah, go ahead.
never mind. I thought, just this just her head hitting that and hitting the thing. She looked like she got knocked the fuck out.
I know.
Like,
Little ponytails flapping
yeah,
around in the
right.
air.
It was like I was like, is this a scene from Friday?
Right. The next game for the Indiana Fever, they play the DC Mystics on Wednesday at 7 o'clock. DC comes in with a 2-12 record, Mike. This is a perfect opportunity.
Yep,
Again, if
you
they
have
would
to win this
happen to
game
win
if
this
you're
game,
Indiana. Yeah.
if they would win this game, Mike, they're sitting at winning 5 of their last 7 in 3 in a row.
Hey,
If they beat this 2 and 12 teams.
yeah.
So,
That's what you have to do, and you want the player that you're marketing to be on a team that's winning.
absolutely. Mike, not much Pittsburgh news in the NHL, but one thing that I did find a little bit interesting was that the Minnesota Wild will be switching to the North Star colors in 2025, and they'll be rebranding their colors. I like it. I used
Yeah.
to dig the old. You know what? I didn't back then,
Yeah.
but now I do. I think, wow, that was like
Yeah.
such an ugly, cool, color
Yeah.
scheme. But the Minnesota Wild won't be going with the dark green anymore. It's going to be all that
Minnesota
North
North Star,
Star green.
which is kind of funny because the Dallas Stars
Yeah,
were the original Minnesota North Stars. So
right.
I wonder if they come up with their own jersey this year to counteract that. I would.
They should.
I'd be like, we're the real Minnesota North Stars here.
Right.
You people wouldn't support us, so we had to move down to bloody Texas.
You people. What do you got against Minnesotians?
Youpers, they talk like for
You
sure.
know, don't talk about our colors, you know.
I got
Mike,
nothing against them. It's
why
just
don't
a
you
weird
tell us a
accent.
little bit about the website?
The two dumb
If you did
Yinzers.
it in your Minnesota accent, that would be great too.
Yeah, check out the two dumb Yinzers. I
Oh,
can't.
you
I
gotta
can't
stop,
do it.
please.
I can't do
I
it.
can't take it.
All right, I'm gonna get hate mail for this.
Yes.
The two dumb Yinzers. Now, if you're new here, first of all, like and subscribe. And over at the website, we got links to all of our social media. We got the links over to Spotify. We got links or to the merch store. You can get your two dumb Yinzers merch, and we got the blog. I got a brand new, fresh blog touching on Cam Hayward, Caitlin Clark, and a little bit about the Stanley Cup.
I go check it out, everybody. A lot of good things.
Check it
A lot
out.
of good things going on at the website, Mike. Before I get into the question, I do want to say this: the NBA, both series in the NHL are tied in the championship. Or, I'm not tied; they're both the same.
Yeah, 3-1.
3-1. Florida is up on Edmonton, 3-1. Edmonton managed to win the other night, 8-1 over the weekend. In the NBA, Dallas beats Boston pretty big the other night, 122-84. Both of those games are 3-1 in favor of Boston and Florida. The NBA, they play tonight, game 5 at 8 o'clock, and the NHL plays game 5 tomorrow at 8 o'clock, 8:30 tonight. I'm sorry, 8 o'clock tomorrow for the NHL. If you want to keep up with those, Mike, here we go. I think you guys are gonna like this trivia question. This just has to do with major sports in Pittsburgh.
All right, I'm ready.
I mean, let me read. I'm sorry. The four major sports in America. The four
Okay.
major sports in America, not Pittsburgh.
Okay, I'm gonna say
So
we only got 3.
Yes. This is the four major sports in Pittsburgh. This question, here we go, guys. Of the 13 4-team cities, yes, there's 13 cities that have all 4 pro teams in our country. Let me continue. With the 13 4-team cities, name the only city with all 4 major sports teams that was sent all 4 teams to the championship in the same year. This city sent baseball, football, basketball, and hockey to the championship in 1 year. I'll give you a hint. 1 of their 4 teams won, 3 of them lost. So one more time, of the 13 4-team cities, I'm looking for the one city that managed to send all 4 of their teams to the championship in the same year. And the hint being only 1 came home with the championship that year. Go ahead and think that over, guys. We are live. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The brand new show that we do live every day. We take and we upload on Spotify in podcast form at 8 o'clock p.m. If you would just maybe you missed this, maybe you just want to listen to the show, you could always do that. Put your earbuds in wherever you're at and check it out every day. The brand new show on Spotify. Check it out. All right. So on the board, P has Dallas. Let me give you the question one more time. There were 13 4-team cities. I'm looking for the one out of 13 who managed to send all 4 of their teams to a championship in the same year. They're all teams that you know. They're all teams that are teams now. No weird old-time team. No, nothing like that. This city sent all 4 of their teams to the championships in the same year, and just one, came home with hardware. Mike, I'm going to start with you. P on the board says Dallas. Who do you think?
I'm gonna go with Boston.
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 That would be, let's see, they got the
Boston.
Bruins, the Celtics, the Patriots, and the
Red
Red
Sox.
Sox. So that's your final answer. You're going to go with the Boston teams. All right. P on the board. I'll give it another second just to see if anybody else wants to jump in. But let me read it one more time for you. Of the 13, there's 13 4-team cities. Boston is a good example. If you listen to what we just said, Mike picked Boston, and you heard us mention the team names. That's what we mean. Only one 4-team city has sent all 4 teams to a championship in the same year. I'm talking Super Bowl, World Series, Stanley Cup, and NBA Finals. And of those 4 teams, one of them managed to bring home the gold. Mike says Boston. P says Dallas. The answer is, guys, you're not going to believe this. Philadelphia. From
Wow.
May 4th, 1980 to January 25th, 1981, Philadelphia sent the Phillies, who were the only team to win. They won 4-2 over Kansas City. The Eagles went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Raiders 27-10. The Flyers went to the Stanley Cup Finals and lost to the New York Islanders 4-2. And finally, the 76ers went to the NBA Finals and lost to the Lakers 4-2. Phillies, the only team to bring home the hardware that year. That's interesting, isn't it?
That is. You wouldn't think about Philly.
You're right.
I knew they had all 4. I didn't realize. I thought like Boston, where they had that string of like, my God, of like with like 16 championships in 11 years or some
Right.
shit like that. It is wild.
So then you're like trying to think of all the team. What do we got? We got L.A., we got New York, we
Yeah.
got Boston,
Yeah,
and
they're like the
Philly.
bigger markets. Then there's
Yes,
Philly.
and then there's Philly, which I think it's hilarious. They lost three of the 4. Again, though, they did win the World Series over the Kansas City Royals that year, 4-2. They lost the Stanley Cup to the Islanders, 4-2. They lost the NBA Finals to the Lakers, 4-2. And their football team, of course, that was Ron Jaworski, led Philadelphia Eagles, lost 27-10 in the Super Bowl.
Hmm.
Um,
Wow.
yeah, crazy, man.
Huh.
I thought that was
Philly.
interesting. That's like, I think that's
Yeah,
going to be a good one for the show.
that was a good one. I
Had nothing to
liked
do
it.
with Pittsburgh, but hey, Pennsylvania. We could just
Yeah,
slap that
close
on there,
enough.
right? Yeah,
We'll claim it when we have to.
yeah, when we have to. Man, Mike, anything? What do you got here before we get ready to take off? I do know
Yeah,
you want to talk about some money that you
oh
won.
my God. This weekend I was on fire on I don't know if we're like YouTube rules, so what does say on one of those sites that you can gamble, Kings of the Draft. You just rearrange some words, you would get what I was talking about. I signed up for a long time ago and I never gambled. I put like $10 on it. It was like, hey, a special offer. Make one $5 bet, you get $125 in free bets. Like 6 bets of $25. So I did. I ended up cashing out for like $280.
Well, nice,
And
good
just,
for you,
I had a
man.
couple.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I got like
Ugh.
10 out of the top 20 to finish at the US Open. The Buccos um losing, and another team, but like run totals over. I won that one for a
You're
hundred
like Pete Rose.
bucks.
You're betting on our teams. What are you
Yeah,
doing?
exactly.
Get
I
out of here,
bet
you.
against the Buccos, baby. I bet against the Buccos. Yeah, and I still have one going right now. I need everyone needs to root for France and Germany in the European Championship. So if they win, that's another like $120. So yeah, I was on fire. And then today, I had a one for the casino, and then I was up to $82 after betting all the free money. Now I'm down to like $3. You know, hey, I was responsible on the other ones. This one I was just having a little fun and got a little carried away. But yeah, it was fun. We're not promoting this. I'm just
No, not
relaying
at
what
all.
happened to me.
Absolutely.
I know
My
it
thing
was a
is
fun
this.
weekend.
My thing was this. They kicked off the Ice Cube's Big Three, 3-on-3 basketball over the weekend. I did get a chance to watch. I dig it, man. It's cool. It's I mean, we all. I mean, I certainly did grow up playing a lot of 3-on-3
Yeah.
basketball. It's half court. You just getting the ball back out and then bringing it back in. It's cool. I mean, if you like hoops, you'll definitely dig it. I think they need to do a little bit more as far as star power. But you know what? Week 1, game 1, I thought it was a success. I thought it was pretty cool. And again, that place was jam packed. So hopefully, Ice Cube
Yeah.
gets something going, and that could be success as well. Anything else, Mike?
Uh, this heat can bump off
Mm,
down the road. This is ridiculous. I'm
this
too
is
pretty for this kind of heat. I'm too pretty to sweat.
it's just so it's crazy, man. Here we are, Western PA. Again, everybody, it's a heat advisory up to 100 degrees all week long. We will see. Um, Mike will be melting,
I will be. I'm
but I
like,
do want
oh
to say
my!
thank you, everybody. What?
I was looking at the temperatures for the rest of the week again.
Oh, so I just want to say thank you, everybody, for coming and
Yes,
hanging
thank
out
you, everyone.
today with us. We
Perfect time to
greatly,
freeze.
greatly appreciate each and every one of you. But we couldn't, we wouldn't do it without you. And also, we want to thank everybody on the board. You always keep things interesting here on
Yes,
the show. Um, what am I? What else? What am I forgetting, Mike?
I think that's everything, man. I think we caught it all today.
But do go check out Mike's the website over there. Mike did do some more work. He's got the new blog up, www.d2dumyinzers.com. A lot of cool things. Also visit all of our social media pages on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, anything there is. We're some capacity. We are there. So go check it all out. Other than that, Mike, anything before we roll, man? Speak
I
now.
I got nothing, man. I
All
got
right.
nothing.
Uh, you as well, P. You have a great day. Mike, from the Steeler Mobile Studio, myself, the two Dum Yinzers. Everybody have a great day. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time to do it all over. Have a great one. Bye
See
bye.
you.